brethren in Jesus Christ, today we are starting the second Sunday of Lent. So we are all called to have a God experience. This is the mount we all present here. God has invited us to have this experience. You know, the water, river water, when it mingles with the sea, it becomes a salty water. When a small light mingles with the bright one, it becomes bright. So in the same way, a person who is very close to God, who is having an intimate relationship with God, he acquires all the characters of God. And in a way, he is having a good, great experience with God. This is what happened throughout life of Jesus. Jesus, throughout his life, he had an experience with the Father, with God the Father. And the evangelists only recorded three important this type of experience. One is the Abba experience. In the river Jordan, when Jesus was baptized, he had an Abba experience. And the second one is, today we heard in the gospel, Tabor experience, the Mount Tabor experience. And the third one is Calvary experience. In all these three experiences, he met God the Father. The same Father, same God he experienced. But there are in the different situations. Among these, I would like to highlight the two experiences of Jesus. One is, today we heard in the gospel. In the gospel, Jesus called some of his disciples and went to the lonely place in the mountain. We know in the Israelites' history, we see always the people meet God in the mountain. The Mount Sinai becomes a very important mountain. We also gathered around the mountain. You see, very beautiful mountain is around us. It inspires us, particularly when we see it in morning time and evening time. So, this experience Jesus had when he was at a powerful situation, when he was popularly known by the people. People were always flogging to him. People were always after him to be healed, to be cured, to be fed by Jesus. So in such a situation, Jesus revealed himself, his divine nature, to his disciples. But at the same time, this same Jesus also experienced God in the Mount Calvary. It's entirely different situation. In Mount Calvary, Jesus was powerless. He was empty. He was humiliated. And the people were telling, kill him, kill him. Just 1 week before, they were all praising him, Hosanna, Son of David, Hosanna. But at the same time, after a few days, people were telling, killing him. That was the mockery he heard. Such a powerless, empty situation. Dear brethren in Jesus Christ, in our life also, we too have an experience God. That's why we are all called today to have this God's experience in this mount. In a way, it is a mount. It is a Mount Tabor. In the Tabor, we heard we are calling to have this experience. When we are joyful, when we are happy, the experience is no problem. Very easily we accept. But at the same time, when we face problems, when we are suffering, in suffering, we struggle. We struggle to experience God. That's why in today's first reading, the church, the Bible, is giving another example of Abraham. God asked Abraham to sacrifice his only son. 3 days, Abraham was undergoing agony, undergoing the pain. How he is going to offer, how he is going to sacrifice his own son. Is anybody here is willing to offer or sacrifice our own son? How it is difficult. How much of torture he would have undergone. All the 3 days he was walking. But still he obeyed. He fulfilled the will of the Father. So that is why God the Father said, "You are a faithful servant because you obeyed me. So I am going to bless you." So dear brother in Jesus Christ, in our life, when we face problems, we need not be worried. In the second reading, St. Paul is telling, if God is on our side, to whom should we be afraid? Who will be against us? So this God is empowering us. This God is giving strength to face the problems, to face the sufferings. But in the sufferings, we are not alone. God is with us. God is giving the power. So dear brother in Jesus Christ, let us pray in this Mass. Let us have that experience. Let us, like Jesus, let us come down from the mountain. Let us face, let us go out. In our life, there are so many challenges we have to face. In all these challenges, God is always with us. He will turn everything, sorrows, into a joyful one. So let us have an experience, because in this Mass, also this is another Calvary. In the Calvary, Jesus offered himself. The same way, Jesus is going to be offered here. So when we receive his body, when we consume his body and blood, certainly we are empowered. We are having that experience of God, and we are going to mingle with God. And this God is going to be always with us. This God is going to help us continue our journey. So, dear brother in Jesus Christ, we know in our life, when we are thirsty, we need water. The water quenches our thirsty. In the same way, God's experience is quenching, satisfying, making us happy. Our life becomes more blessed. So for that, let us continue to pray in this Mass.